Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question that may shake your very foundation. Have you ever been too kind? Have you ever stretched out your hand only to have it bitten? Have you poured out your heart only to have it trampled? For years we have been told, be kind to everyone, but I stand before you today to say, stop. Stop being kind to every person. Now, before you shut your ears and turn away, listen to this. I am not saying that kindness is wrong. I am saying that kindness without wisdom is dangerous. Kindness without boundaries is destructive. Kindness without discernment is an open invitation for manipulation. Look around. There are people in this world who do not seek love, they seek advantage. There are those who do not cherish kindness, they exploit it. And if we do not recognize this, we do not only harm ourselves, we allow evil to thrive. Let me tell you, love is not always gentle. Love is not always a warm embrace. Sometimes love is a firm hand. Sometimes love is a hard truth. Sometimes love is standing up and saying no more. So I challenge you today, not to abandon kindness, but to refine it. To let it be guided by wisdom, shaped by truth, and strengthened by courage. Because when you do that, your kindness will not be wasted. It will be a force that truly changes the world. Will you hear this truth today? Will you have the courage to rise up? Then stay with me, because this message is for you. We live in a world that constantly tells us to be kind to everyone, to turn the other cheek, to always extend grace regardless of the circumstances. But what if I told you that misplaced kindness is not just unwise, it is dangerous? What if I told you that kindness, when given without discernment, can be a weapon used against you and against what is right? There are those who do not see kindness as an act of love, but as an opportunity to manipulate. They prey on the generosity of good-hearted people, using their compassion as a tool to advance their own selfish desires. When you are kind to the wrong people, you are not uplifting them, you are enabling them. You are feeding their selfishness, their deceit, their ability to hurt others without consequence. And if you do not recognize this, then you are not only allowing yourself to be taken advantage of, but you are also allowing evil to flourish unchecked. Many people confuse kindness with weakness. They assume that to be kind means to always say yes, to always forgive without accountability, to always accommodate without question. But what happens when kindness is extended to those who have no intention of changing? What happens when kindness is given to those who lie, who deceive, who destroy? The answer is clear, that kindness is wasted, and worse, it empowers the wrong look at the world around you. How many times have we seen people misuse the kindness of others to escape responsibility? How often do we see manipulators using kind-hearted people to do their bidding? How often do we witness wrongdoing excused in the name of love and forgiveness? Kindness, when given indiscriminately, does not make the world better, it makes it weaker. It allows injustice to continue. It allows sin to persist. And it allows the wrong people to gain power over those who simply wanted to do good. There is a reason that wisdom and discernment are spoken of so often in the great teachings of history. Because kindness alone is not enough. Kindness must be paired with truth. It must be balanced with justice. It must be given in ways that truly help, rather than in ways that enable destruction. There is a difference between showing love and allowing yourself to be used. There is a difference between forgiving and forgetting. There is a difference between giving someone another chance and allowing them to continue in their wrongdoing without consequence. Some people will hear this message and feel uncomfortable, because it challenges what they have always believed. But I tell you today, the most dangerous thing you can do is to continue blindly believing that kindness is always right. The most dangerous thing you can do is to let yourself be used in the name of goodness. The most dangerous thing you can do is to extend kindness where wisdom calls for firmness. Because misplaced kindness does not heal, it harms. It does not bring peace. It invites chaos. And it does not serve love. It serves destruction. Kindness is often seen as an unquestionable virtue, something to be given freely, without hesitation, without condition. But what if I told you that kindness without wisdom can do more harm than good? What if I told you that blind kindness can lead not to healing but to destruction? The truth is, not all kindness is good, and not all acts of kindness lead to positive outcome. The world does not need more people who are merely nice. It needs people who are wise. We have been conditioned to believe that to be good, we must be kind to everyone, that we must never turn anyone away, never refuse a request, never say no when someone asks for help. But is that truly the way we should live? Is it truly love to give to someone who takes but never gives back? Is it truly good to forgive someone who has no intention of changing? Is it truly righteous to extend grace to those who mock and abuse it? Kindness must have a purpose. Kindness must be directed by wisdom, or else it becomes nothing more than foolishness dressed in a beautiful disguise. Look at history. Look at the times when evil was allowed to flourish because good people were too kind to confront it. How many times have we seen injustice persist because people were too afraid to take a stand? How many times have we seen wrongdoers escape judgment because the world was too focused on being nice rather than being just? Kindness without wisdom does not stop evil, it enables it. It does not build strength, it weakens resolve. It does not bring about righteousness, it allows corruption to spread unchecked. There are moments in life when kindness is the wrong response. There are times when what is needed is not another gentle hand, but a firm stand. There are times when saying no is the most loving thing you can do. When setting boundaries is the most righteous course of action. When withholding kindness is the only way to stop the cycle of manipulation and deceit. And yet, so many are afraid to do this because they fear being seen as unkind. They fear rejection. They fear conflict. They fear judgment from others who do not understand that true goodness is not about pleasing people. It is about standing for what is right. Wisdom teaches us that kindness is not about making others happy. It is about helping others grow. And sometimes growth requires struggle. Sometimes love means correction. Sometimes the best thing you can do for someone is not to give them what they want, but to withhold it so they can learn what they truly need. Wisdom is the difference between a kindness that strengthens and a kindness that destroys. It is the difference between helping someone rise and enabling their fall. And so the challenge before us is this: will we be people who are merely kind, or will we be people who are wise? Many people believe that love means saying yes to everyone, accommodating every request, and always showing kindness no matter the situation. But real love is not about making people happy. It is about making people better. And sometimes that means saying no. Sometimes that means drawing a firm line and refusing to let someone cross it. Sometimes love is not soft and gentle, but strong and unshakable. We live in a world that preaches tolerance as the highest virtue, where we are told to accept everything and question nothing. But let me ask you, has this blind acceptance truly made the world a better place? Has saying yes to everything led to righteousness, or has it allowed corruption to spread? Has refusing to hold people accountable made them more virtuous, or has it made them more entitled? Has unlimited kindness inspired goodness, or has it made room for manipulation? Love without discipline is not love, it is weakness. And kindness without boundaries is not kindness, it is an invitation for harm. Think of a parent raising a child. A loving parent does not give their child everything they ask for. A loving parent does not let their child do whatever they please, whenever they please. A loving parent corrects, disciplines, and even withholds when necessary, because they understand that real love requires responsibility. If a child is never taught discipline, they grow up selfish and reckless. If they are never told no, they never learn self-retrieval. If they are never held accountable, they never develop the character needed to navigate the challenges of life. And just as a parent must discipline their child, we too must understand that love requires tough decisions. Boundaries are not barriers to love. They are the very proof of it. When you set boundaries, you are not being unkind. You are refusing to let someone harm you or themselves. You are not rejecting them, you are teaching them. Because love does not mean accepting harmful behavior. Love does not mean allowing someone to take advantage of your kindness. Love does not mean sacrificing yourself to please others. True love, the kind that builds, the kind that transforms, knows when to draw the line. Some people will resent you for setting boundaries. Some will accuse you of being cold, of being uncaring, of being unkind. But do not let their accusations shake you. Do not let their anger cause you to compromise what is right. Because the truth is, those who truly love and respect you will understand. And those who only sought to use you will be the ones who walk away. That is how you know you have done the right thing, so do not fear being firm. Do not fear standing up for what is right. Do not fear saying no when no is the right answer, because kindness without wisdom leads to destruction, but love with strength leads to righteousness. Kindness in its purest form is a beautiful thing. It has the power to heal, to uplift, and to bring hope to those who need it. But kindness, when given without discernment, can also be dangerous. It can enable wrongdoing, empower manipulators, and weaken those who should be strengthened. That is why discernment is essential. It is the key that separates true kindness from foolish generosity, real love from blind acceptance, and wisdom from naivete. Discernment is the ability to see beyond the surface, to recognize intentions rather than just actions, to understand when kindness will help and when it will harm. Without discernment, kindness can be misplaced. We may pour our hearts into people who have no intention of changing. We may give second, third, and fourth chances to those who only take advantage. We may find ourselves drained, exhausted, and betrayed, wondering why our goodness was met with deceit. And the answer is simple. Kindness without discernment is an open door for manipulation. Not everyone deserves your kindness. That may sound harsh, but it is the truth. Some people will take what you give and never give in return. Some will use your compassion as a weakness to exploit. Some will smile in your face while working against you behind your back. And if you do not learn to recognize these people, you will spend your life giving to those who only take. That is why discernment is not just important, it is necessary for survival. There is a reason why wisdom is often spoken of as more valuable than gold. Because wisdom protects, wisdom strengthens, wisdom preserves what is good and shields against what is evil. When you have discernment, you are no longer easily deceived. You no longer allow flattery to blind you to true intentions. You no longer fall for empty promises and insincere apologies. You learn to recognize the difference between someone who is truly in need and someone who is simply taking advantage of your generosity. Look at the world around you. How many people have been destroyed because they trusted the wrong person? How many lives have been broken because someone extended kindness to a deceiver? How many good-hearted people have been drained, used, and abandoned because they lack discernment? It is not enough to be kind, you must also be wise. It is not enough to have a good heart, you must also have a sharp mind. Because kindness alone does not protect you, but kindness with discernment, that is power. So let us stop giving blindly. Let us stop offering kindness without thought, without wisdom, without understanding. Let us instead be discerning. Let us learn to see people for who they truly are, not just who they pretend to be. Let us be wise in our kindness, strong in our love, and firm in our convictions. Because when kindness is paired with discernment, it is no longer a weakness. It becomes a force that cannot be shaken. We live in a time when kindness is often mistaken for silence, where people believe that being good means never confronting evil, never speaking out against what is wrong, and never making others uncomfortable. But true kindness is not passive, it is courageous. It does not simply seek to please, it seeks to uphold what is right. And if we do not learn to stand for truth, our kindness will become nothing more than a tool for deception, a mask that covers up the very things we should be fighting against. There are people in this world who will tell you that to be loving you must accept everything. That to be kind, you must tolerate all behaviors, all beliefs, and all actions, regardless of whether they are right or wrong. But I tell you today, that is not love, that is not kindness, that is not the way we are meant to live. Because when we refuse to take a stand, we are not spreading love, we are spreading weakness. When we allow falsehoods to thrive in the name of kindness, we are not building people up, we are leading them to destruction. Look at history. The greatest tragedies did not happen because evil was too strong, but because good people were too silent. Injustice does not win because it is powerful. It wins because those who know the truth are too afraid to speak it. And why are they afraid? Because they do not want to offend, because they do not want to be seen as unkind, because they do not want to face rejection. But my friends, I ask you today, is your fear of rejection greater than your love for truth? Is your desire to be liked greater than your calling to do what is right? Because if it is, then you are not truly kind, you are simply afraid. Love without truth is deception. Kindness without courage is surrender. If we truly care about others, if we truly seek to make the world better, then we must be willing to say what is hard. We must be willing to challenge what is false. We must be willing to risk offense if it means standing for what is right. Because true kindness is not about making others feel good. It is about leading them toward what is good. And sometimes that means being firm. Sometimes that means saying no. Sometimes that means refusing to bend no matter how much pressure the world puts upon us. There will always be those who reject you for standing firm. There will always be those who call you unkind because you will not accept what you know is wrong. But do not be discouraged. Do not be shaken, because the world does not need more people who are simply nice. It needs people who are strong. People who are unafraid to speak truth even when it is unpopular. People who refuse to let kindness be an excuse for compromise. People who are willing to love not with weakness but with conviction. Kindness is a beautiful thing. It can heal wounds, restore hope, and bring light to the darkest places. But kindness, when given without purpose, without wisdom, and without discernment, can become dangerous. Too often, people mistake kindness for an obligation to please everyone, to always say yes, to never draw boundaries, and to never walk away from those who take advantage of it. But real kindness is not about being liked. It is about doing what is right. The truth is, not everyone deserves your kindness. That may sound harsh, but think about it. Should your kindness be given to those who repeatedly hurt others? Should it be offered to those who deceive, manipulate, and exploit? Should it be poured into people who see your goodness as something to use for their own selfish gain? The answer is no. And yet, many people believe that to be good, they must always be kind, even when it destroys them. Blind kindness weakens. It enables toxic relationships. It keeps manipulators in power, and it leaves good-hearted people exhausted, drained, and empty. Have you ever found yourself giving and giving only to realize that the other person never intended to give back? Have you ever been kind to someone only to see them turn your kindness into a weapon against you? This is what happens when kindness is given without purpose, when it is given without wisdom. It is not kindness that builds, but kindness that allows harm to continue. We must redefine kindness. It is not about pleasing people. It is about helping them. And sometimes helping someone means saying no. Sometimes it means stepping away. Sometimes it means withholding what they want so they can finally see what they need. This is not cruelty. This is love with wisdom. It is kindness that does not just feel good, but does good. There will be people who try to convince you otherwise. They will tell you that kindness is about always saying yes, always forgiving without consequence, always making others comfortable. But remember this, the world does not change through comfort. It changes through challenge. Growth does not come through easy kindness, but through truth wrapped in love. If you want to make a difference, you must stop giving kindness to those who misuse it and start directing it where it can truly make an impact. Be kind, but be wise. Be loving, but be strong. Give generously, but only to those who will honor what you give. Set boundaries, stand firm, and refuse to let kindness become your weakness. Because kindness with purpose is powerful, and kindness with wisdom is unstoppable. Kindness is a powerful force, but only when it is given with wisdom. For too long, we have been told that kindness means saying yes to everyone, never turning anyone away, and always putting others before ourselves. The truth is, kindness without boundaries is not kindness. It is surrender. It is an open invitation for manipulation, deceit, and exhaustion. And if we are not careful, we will spend our lives giving to those who only take, forgiving those who never change, and tolerating what should never be accepted. It is time to stop being kind to everyone, not because we should stop being good, but because we should start being wise. We must learn that true kindness is not about making others happy. It is about helping them become better. It is about standing for truth, even when it is unpopular. It is about setting boundaries, even when people don't like them. It is about knowing when to say yes and when to say no, when to give and when to walk away. So do not let guilt or fear keep you trapped in a cycle of blind kindness. Do not let the pressure to please everyone silence your wisdom. Be kind, but be strong. Be loving, but be firm. Give generously, but with discernment. Because when kindness is guided by wisdom, it is no longer a weakness. It is a force that changes lives, strengthens the righteous, and defeats the very things that seek to destroy us. The world does not need more people who are simply nice. It needs people who are bold in love, fearless in truth, and unshakable in purpose. And that, my friends, is the kind of kindness worth living for.